challenges. Well, I thought I'd do a little bit of walking the show floor while we've got the opportunity. We're towards the end of the second day now, and you can see here behind me the Oculus Rift stand there. There's been long queues there today, of course, to get on Oculus Rift. It is very popular. Virtual reality is the future, certainly. And over here we can see the games industry fair as well. Let's just sort of head in here for a moment. Now again, this is towards the end of the day now, so this has been all of the different opportunities for people to get into the games industry, whether it by creative opportunities or education, everything else. And it's developed a long time over the past really just sort of 10-15 years. It's been a slow process in improving education in gaming, and they want to get more people involved, and so they even have developers conferences at the other end, just sort of educating people on advice on how to get into it, everything else in that area. So we'll move on now and take a look at some other aspects of the show. And of course here we are in the replay area, which is all the old sort of retro games, everything like that. This is an area I like. If you watch my videos regularly, you'll see my range of games and retro software behind me. I'm a big collector for a long time, and if we come along, you've got every type of format that's on display here as well, from Nintendo NES to Amstrad GX 4000, certainly a rare one there. Lots of people enjoying themselves, to the FX chip, Super Nintendo powered Star Fox, or Star Wing as it was known as in the UK. Right through here, more NES games, Mega Drive, Speedball on the Mega Drive, a classic there as well. And all these games are available to play. Psycho Fox on the Master System, Cybernator on the Super Nintendo. All these games that were classics back in the day. Cybernator, Salt Suit Vulcan, as it was known as in Japan, one of my favourite games at the time. And of course here, and you can see multiplayer gameplay going on as well. Classics, GoldenEye, stuff on the GameCube, arcade machines, lots to enjoy. Mario football as well. I used to commentate that on X-League TV years ago. Some of you may have watched some of that, as we see R-Type there on the PC Engine, another classic for its day, next to the not so classic games on the Amiga CD32 as well. Nobody playing that one, so not surprisingly. We can see here the competitive play, different racing games, and Mario Kart, N64s, Dreamcast, Sega Saturns, everything from all these years of gaming. So that's a look at the replay stand, and we're going to take a look a little bit more of the show. So now we're looking at FIFA 14 Ultimate Team. Of course, the Day 1 Xbox owners will get that for free as part of their bundle. I'll be getting a Day 1 Xbox hopefully, so I'll be playing a little bit of that. Won't be seeing any of that on the channel, but you might be seeing it a bit on the Team VV Games channel, and some of this will be there. But I wanted to share more than just the racing games at the Eurogamer Expo, because there is a lot more to see and do, and this is the big show in the UK at the moment. Let's go onto the Xbox stand, see a bit more now. As you can see, players enjoying themselves there. Always a nice setup. The big Xbox signed on display, all nicely lit up from the video we saw the other day, which of course showed the sign when it was off. Okay, so again here, World of Tanks, you can see here. People have been enjoying that earlier. Of course, it's a bit quieter in the show now. We're towards the end of the day. A lot of the popular titles are for Xbox One, and we're going to go on the Xbox stand and take a look. So behind me, of course, you see the queue for Rise. It's been a popular one. It's one of the big titles for Xbox One, one of those that sort of shows the capabilities of the hardware from a graphical point of view. We'll probably be seeing a bit more of that soon, but certainly I thought I would cover that because we did get some access to that at the recent Xbox One event. Let's go on to the Forza area and find out more there. So again, here we are in the Forza area, and again that car, it appears again in another video, the McLaren P1, looking fantastic. And not to be driven with all assists turned off, certainly. Behind me, of course, you see the Forza 5 stand as well. Lots of players getting their first try out of that game. It's only a one-lap demo, but they do have the Gamescom build here, and you will be taking a tour of Laguna Seca. It's a long queue just for one lap, but for many of these guys, they're going to get first hands on. A try on the controller as well, so it's a test of the physics, test of the controller, see what feedback there is. But certainly visually, game's very impressive indeed. And this week, of course, we had the announcements of Silverstone edition, as well as the new track from Forza 4 that was making a reappearance, giving people a good comparison between the old and the new. So we'll be looking at a lot more of that. It's Forza Motorsport, but let's move on now and take a look at it a bit more. So now it's on to Gran Turismo 6. We haven't shown much Gran Turismo 6 recently on the channel. It's all about getting access and waiting until we have a later build. It's developing slowly since E3. They've added a few new cars at Gamescom. It's certainly going to be one of those games, I think, that develops even after release, but not long now till it comes out, and again we'll have a stack of coverage on this. You can get a hands-on as well at the Expo, so hop along and take a look at that. And if the wheels are more your thing, they've got all the pods set up here as well. There's a whole range of pods set up around the show, so lots of people can get a hands-on. I don't fit in these, far too small for me, of course, but they have a bunch of them set up. They have a few competition pods as well. I believe you can win a day trip to Silverstone or a PlayStation Vita as well, and there's a few other competitions going on towards the back of the event, but certainly for everybody here today, it's a good opportunity for their hands-on and they can get their impressions out there. Over to my left here we can see the Drive Club stand as well. This is again another opportunity. You've seen my videos of Drive Club, you've seen my playing it, my impressions so far on the game. Lots of people here having their first go. It's a very early demo. We'll also be having a Drive Club interview on the site as well, so a bit more information from the developers in terms of community, what kind of activities it's going to be and what there is to look forward to. There's certainly a lot more to come from Drive Club, but it looks like it's going to be quite late in terms of announcements, but either way we'll get what we can on this one as well. So talking of competition, here we are then. This is the opportunity here on the Virgin stand to win that trip to Silverstone. You can see here a couple of Gran Turismo pods that have been set up. These guys are going to be competing under pressure to put in a good result, and you can see they're taking photos of the current winners so far. Very competitive and very loud here as well. Certainly it's the loudest section. You can see on the Virgin area they have a BAFTA discussion area as well, which is interesting. Talk to game designers, experienced industry people, really get an insight into the industry, as well as journalists as well. It's an interesting cross-section of talent from the games industry who have been there. We've got indie games on the other side here. Again, another range of PS4 titles for everyone to get a hands on. Certainly the queues are a little bit lower here than they are in some of the other sections. We have the Doom piano. Try and get in there and get some footage of the Doom piano. That's one of the more unusual elements of the show, and certainly if you can play, I'm sure you can do a good job. I know Jane from Outside Xbox has been on this and enjoying it yesterday. To think Doom would have been in the 18+ area a few years ago, but now it's just here casually on the floor. You look at it today and you wonder what was anyone worrying about when you look at some of the more modern releases. Of course, over on my left again here we've got the Oculus Rift on display again. Another Oculus display, and this is the same game that we tested on a while ago. Again, a space simulation really gives that feeling of depth, if you like. The 3D really adds to this one as well, and you can see that in the glasses, the way they've added the HUD, and it's certainly one I'm looking forward to. And there's an EVE demonstration as well that was apparently shown on the 1080p one behind closed doors. We look forward to seeing more on that in the future. So backing up now, and we're going to take a look a little bit more at other games at the show.